I want to say this. If you're gay and transgender, I love you. Hey, and if anybody give you shit, you tell them Charles said.
Hey, it's Alonzo Bodden. I'm back with another Rebel HQ TYT video. And guess what? Sir Charles has spoken. Charles Barkley, and if you're not a sports fan, you may not know who Charles Barkley is, but he was a phenomenal NBA player who has gone on to become a great announcer and general spokesman and pundit on the world. When Charles speaks, people listen. And that's why this was important. He was at a casino in Vegas. He went on stage and he said to the gay and transgender community, I love you. And if anyone gives you any, tell them Sir Charles said F you. Yeah, Charles spoke up for the gay and transgender community, and he spoke out against discrimination, saying that it is the responsibility of people in power to speak out against discrimination. And Charles is a person in power. He talked about the power of TV, and this particular video has 8 million views and counting. So yeah, Charles has some power, and Charles has spoken, and you know what? I fully agree. Now, of course, being on Twitter, the trolls came out, and one of the comments talked about Charles hasn't won any rings, meaning he hasn't won and didn't win an NBA championship in his career, which somehow has something to do with this. Yeah, whatever. And others thought that there was another video pointed out where Charles said that the Democrats did nothing for poor people. Of course, this was countered by someone showing the full video, which said that poor people have been poor for 50 years. Neither party has helped them. And then he said the Democrats haven't done anything for him. So the trolls try the usual stuff, trolling Charles. But, you know, he's right on this one. He spoke out against North Carolina and their ridiculous transgender bathroom rules, which the NBA stepped up on. Took away the NBA All-Star game. The state lost millions and millions of dollars. Why? Because they were hating transgender people. And let's talk about this for a minute. This fear of transgender people going to the bathroom and attacking women. Actually, more men have attacked transgender women in the men's room than transgender women attacking women in the ladies' room. So yeah, once again, fear not based in fact, but there's more.
A transgender man in Ohio was forced to use the female restroom by the owner of a campground. When he did, the cisgender women in that bathroom thought he was a trans woman, and so they got cis men to beat him up. When the cops were called and they arrived, they arrested the transgender man for disorderly conduct.
And Charles brought up a point that I fully agree with, that if you are black, no one knows more about discrimination than us black people, and that's why I feel black people have to fight discrimination against any group. Now, I understand when a lot of black people say that being gay or lesbian or trans or queer or whatever isn't the same as being black, in the sense that you could hide it, right? You could be a gay white male and just not tell anyone you're gay. If you're black, they kind of know it. Yeah, we're the only ones who are discriminated against from 200 yards away. But if you were that gay white male, imagine having to live in a closet. Imagine not being able to be who you are because of your fear of what society will do to you. See, that's discrimination. So even though you can dodge it, you're still suffering from discrimination because you can't publicly be who you are. Now, back during the first push for gay marriage in California, black churches received a ton of money from Mormons and other white churches to fight against gay marriage and to say gay people shouldn't get married, and it worked. But you know what? Thankfully, that was beaten, and hopefully the Supreme Court keeps gays' right to marry because they're human. They fall in love, and them getting married doesn't hurt you at all. And finally, I'm going to agree with one of the comments that said this is fantastic for kids because they get to hear Charles Barkley speak out. If you're a gay or a trans or a lesbian or a queer or a LGBTQ kid, you get to hear Sir Charles speak out for you. It's funny, back in the 80s, Charles did the Nike commercial saying, I am not a role model. Well, guess what, Charles? You are. And in a way, you've embraced it, saying that you have this power because you're on TV and you've taken the right side of this issue. Now, we all know that social media and trolls have led queer kids, etc., to kill themselves, literally through hate online. So how powerful is it for somebody who like Charles Barkley, okay? And if you want to get into a man's man, who's more alpha male than a Hall of Fame power forward from the NBA? Oh, this is as manly as you can get, speaking up for the LGBTQ community. And maybe a kid will hear that and say, man, Charles says it's all right, then it's all right. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it might happen. Oh, and by the way, I fully agree with Charles. So this is Alonzo Bodden with not as big a platform, but still saying if you have a problem with the LGBTQ community, F you.